The interesting thing about when people ask me about my own spiritual path is it actually started as a child, believe it or not. There'd be numerous nights where I just would be lying there and talking to God and asking Him, what does life have in store for me? And the answer I'd always give myself is to know everything. And the fascinating thing about that is that if you knew everything, then you can achieve and heal everything and everyone. So if you knew everything, you would have the answers to cancer, you would have the answers to pain or depression or addiction. My name is Dr. Minh Vo, and I live in San Francisco, California, where I have an energy medicine practice, and I also work on my books and lectures and speeches down there. In this lifetime, I chose to come and help people, and help the world, help heal the world, and as it evolved, it became the idea of helping heal the world through healing themselves. The one thing that I believe is that we are all perfect spiritual beings, but yet we just don't know that yet. When you're able to see everybody else's potential, then that also helps uplifts them, empowers them to become better for themselves and better for everyone else. What Roadmap to Enlightenment does is it outlines the progression of the human consciousness and allows us to identify where we are at in our own consciousness and understand why we are experiencing that and what we can do to redirect ourselves. There's 6 billion people in the world. There are literally 6 billion paths in the world. Everybody has their own path. It's not that, if you're a Christian or if you're a Muslim, if you're a Buddhist, you're going to get there faster. Because everybody has to do their own work, Without you learning and discovering about yourself, you are really your own limitation of your own spiritual development. What does it look like at the peak of enlightenment? What does it look like when you finally arrive there? Everybody has a different perception. It's just like climbing to the top of Mount Rainier and looking out into the valley. Everybody is going to have their own experience and their own perception of what it looks like to them. For me, I really don't think that enlightenment is the end result. I think that there's so much more beyond enlightenment. It's who we were before we became our physical self. And as who we were before our physical self, we were spiritual beings that provided the makeup or the fabric of the cosmos, the fabric of all universal energies. Every day that we live life, every experience that we are able to entertain or experience, we're able to unfold more and more of that puzzle of who we are as individuals, as spiritual beings. As within each lifetime, we learn to grow and evolve, just like each year of our lives, we learn to grow and evolve. We get to choose what direction that we want to enter, what experiences or what learning that we want to achieve, and who we want to achieve it with. Just like the progression of our own life, the progression of our own spirit develops that way too. And that's really what enlightenment is about, is turning on that light within ourselves. As an energy work is really defined by the person. Sometimes people want a specific issue that they're having to deal with, but the best way to do it is actually by reading someone's energy, because as you read someone's energy, you can decide whether or not it's spiritual, physical, mental, or emotional. Some of the things that I deal with has to do with relationship issues, and the thing that we don't really understand about relationships is that most people live on that feeling or that connection or that something that says, oh, I'm supposed to be with this person, you know, and some people feel that that is the intimate connection, but in actuality, on a psychic energetic level, the more of a connection that we have with another person just simply means that the more karma that we have to deal with that person. Other types of people that I treat would be like dealing with mental or emotional blocks, whether it has to do with anger issues or control issues or intimacy issues that the person is experiencing with their partner or their spouse or their coworker. We'd also work on, for those who get more involved, I also helped other people develop their own psychic abilities and their own spiritual, help along with their own spiritual progression. And that evolved into teaching classes and then eventually writing books and having meditation classes on techniques that helps accelerate that process. Another service that I do is I teach people my meditation technique. And what my meditation technique does that's a lot different than anyone else's is it teaches the person how to raise their own human frequency or their own human vibration. As you're able to raise your own human vibration, you're able to tap into those different higher levels of consciousness, as well as develop your own psychic ability. In consciousness meditation, what we do is we work on raising your own spiritual frequency. So what that does is allows you to accelerate through your own karmic development. As you're able to raise your own frequency, you're able to attract more and more different experiences that help you deal with the things that you need to still overcome. And as you overcome these things, then you're able to smooth out your own energy field. The energy work that I can perform for you allows me to assess whether you're dealing with something that is spiritual, physical, mental, or emotional. In doing so, we're able to create a proper treatment plan that gives you the results that you want.